Ella shower Reyes. The comms panel flared crimson, a harsh intrusion into the sterile quiet of the Sun Chaser's bridge. Captain Reyes, Lieutenant Ito's voice was tight. We've lost contact with the Kepler station. Complete blackout. And the preliminary scans indicate a localized gravimetric distortion near their orbit. It's unnatural. Unnatural was putting it mildly. Kepler was our lifeline, the processing hub for all solar sail data in the Cygni sector. Without it, the entire network, and by extension, the Earth-bound energy transmission, was compromised. Ella Reyes, though some still used the ridiculous nickname, Shower, from my academy days, had a sinking feeling this wasn't a systems failure. This felt deliberate. The first real crisis hit with the data packets we did salvage, fragmented, corrupted, but revealing enough. Kepler hadn't simply gone dark, it had been stripped. Not of its physical components, but of its data, all of it. Every research file, every navigational chart, every energy yield prediction gone. And interwoven with the data loss, a repeating signal, a rhythmic pulse that resonated with a disturbing familiarity. I recognized it immediately, a long-dormant frequency used by the Void Runners, a splinter group of solar pirates thought eradicated decades ago. They believed solar energy should be free, untethered to Earth's control, and were ruthless in their pursuit of that ideology. My father, a pioneer in solar sail technology, had dedicated his life to preventing them from disrupting the network. He disappeared 15 years ago investigating Void Runner activity. The situation escalated with the discovery of a ghost ship, the Serafina, a legendary Void Runner vessel thought lost in the Andromeda Drift. It materialized on our sensors, cloaked, just beyond the Kepler debris field. It wasn't scavenging, it was guarding. A silent sentinel holding something. I ordered a full spectrum scan. What we found sent a chill down my spine. The Serafina wasn't just carrying stolen data. It was broadcasting a modified version of my father's primary energy routing algorithm, a complex system designed to maximize solar energy transfer. But this wasn't about efficiency. It was a weapon, a targeted energy surge, calibrated to overload Earth's grid. Further complications arose with the arrival of Admiral Vance's fleet. Vance, a rigid by-the-book officer, saw only pirates and a threat to Earth's security. He wanted to obliterate the Serafina, algorithm and all, without analyzing the modifications. He didn't understand the nuances of my father's work, the safeguards he'd built in. I argued against immediate destruction, claiming we needed to understand the modifications to potentially disable the weapon. He dismissed my concerns, accusing me of sentimentality, of being blinded by personal history. His order was clear: prepare for engagement. I knew destroying the Serafina without understanding the alterations could trigger a cascading failure, a catastrophic energy backflow that could wipe out entire continents. I made a desperate decision, a risky maneuver that bordered on insubordination. I ordered a partial system override, diverting power from the Sun Chaser's primary drive to a long-range data decryption module. While Vance prepared his attack, I focused on cracking the modified algorithm. The decryption process dredged up fragmented memories late nights in my father's lab, him explaining the core principles of energy redirection, the failsafes he'd painstakingly designed. And then it hit me. The modifications weren't just about amplifying the energy surge. They were about masking a secondary function, a localized gravitational distortion, the same distortion detected near Kepler. The Void Runners weren't just attacking Earth. They were attempting to destabilize the Cygni sector, creating a wormhole. The climax arrived in a chaotic flurry of laser fire and desperate calculations. Vance launched his assault, but I intercepted his command signals, redirecting the fleet's fire away from the Serafina towards the source of the gravitational distortion, a hidden device attached to the ship's hull. The device began to overload, the wormhole destabilizing, threatening to collapse and consume everything in its vicinity. I transmitted a modified version of my father's algorithm, using the sun chaser's energy reserves to counteract the distortion, creating a localized energy shield. The shield held, but it was draining our power reserves at an alarming rate. It was a gamble, a desperate attempt to contain the chaos, but it worked. The wormhole imploded, the distortion dissipated, and the Seraphina, stripped of its power, was rendered inert. The fallout was significant. Vance, furious but ultimately forced to acknowledge my actions saved Earth from a far greater catastrophe, was reassigned. The Void Runners, their plot thwarted, scattered into the darkness. The stolen data was recovered, though some remained corrupted. The Sun Chaser, battered but functional, limped back to Kepler Station. Looking out at the radiant glow of the sun, I felt a profound sense of loss, but also a strange peace. My father hadn't disappeared. He'd left behind a legacy of knowledge and a daughter capable of wielding it. The Cygni sector, and perhaps even Earth, was safe for now. And Ella Shower Reyes, no longer defined by a silly nickname, was finally ready to lead.